So, I mean, moral of the story, just getting older, being an adult sucks.
It does. Your time gets divided into so many ways. Like, you have to have a job, you have to sleep enough hours. Like, you have to eat right, to exercise, do all these things to, like, maintain your sanity, but then you still have to, like, address your artist in you.
All right, welcome everybody to the podcast, Casting for Two, with your host, me, that guy screaming into this microphone. Why? Because I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. This is episode number 377, and I hope everybody's doing well. And if your state is going through an opening soon or planning to reopen, wear the masks, bring that Purell or any kind of disinfectant that you have, and just keep staying safe. Look, even if you don't have to go outside or need anything and need fresh air, wear a mask and walk around the block. All right, that's all I'm saying. People are going crazy, not me, because I'm already crazy. No, I mean, I always do the show remotely anyway, so really business hasn't changed for me. But you know what has changed? The guests from each episode, and today is no exception. A great segue, Chris. My guest today is the beautiful, the talented, the gorgeous, the amazing Sylvia Bosco, who is singer, songwriter, musician, actress, good person, just everything. She is everything. I'm just going to say that right now. But man, a phenomenal time chatting with her. But I feel like you should just listen to this episode. All right. So everybody sit back, relax, and Sylvia, take it away.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm just getting some errands done in the house, washing my sheets, and I feel like that's what, like, rainy weather is for. I can't do anything.
No, I totally get that. I washed my sheets out of sheer boredom, I want to say not too long ago. But then I was, again, more to boredom. I was like, I want to buy new sheets. I want to buy a new blanket. And now... now I'm just like, man, why can't I do everything from bed right now?
I know, because, like, when the weather is like this, it's like you really can't go outside unless you really have to. So I'm like, I'm going to make my bed, like, super comfy, and then, like, literally just get my laptop and, like, be here.
Are you a believer in, like, it's rainy, so that means it's, like, soup weather or something like that?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Like, I like soup. I like popcorn. And all like the comfort foods, like ice cream. I don't know why I like ice cream when it rains. Like hot cocoa. I try not to go all out, though, because then it's just overboard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm more of a coffee person than, like, a hot cocoa. But I like chocolate in my coffee, if that makes sense. So, but then if I have too much coffee, then it's like I can't just relax. Then I'm doing the opposite of what rainy weather should be about.
How do you take your coffee?
Usually with just a little cream and no sugar. I don't like it too sweet. How do you take your coffee? I'm always intrigued.
I'm always intrigued because I'm not a coffee drinker. I've had one cup in my entire life.
What?
Yeah, and I got sick off of it.
No way.
Yeah.
And you host a podcast.
Yes.
Like, what? And you don't drink coffee?
I
feel
don't
like
drink
that's
coffee.
so, like, so it's like bringing a new era to a podcast.
So, no, I have water with me at all times.
Okay,
Um,
good.
Today's a little bit special because, full disclosure, I stayed up watching that Mac Millions documentary.
Oh my gosh, I've heard about that. I gotta watch it.
It's real good, and it's a 6-part series. It's 6
Hmm.
hours long, and I started it last night, and I got 4 hours of sleep. So,
Oh my god,
and no
that's
coffee.
hilarious. No coffee. Wow. Oh my gosh. I mean, a few weeks ago, like probably like mid-February, I lost my voice. Like I was just doing a lot of gigs, and it was really windy. I remember that week it was super windy, and like my allergies were going, and I lost my voice. This was before the coronavirus was like a huge deal.
Right.
But so I lost my voice, and it was the first time like I really had to like reevaluate what I'm doing and make sure maybe I'm not drinking enough. I was thinking maybe I'm not drinking enough water, or like not enough of the right things for my voice.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just a combination of overuse and different things. But yeah, I was gone for like a good week,
Wow.
and it sucks. You really can't communicate with people. You can't talk on the phone. It's like, yeah, it was a rough week. But during that time, I binge watched a lot of stuff, and I don't usually binge watch.
Yeah.
I don't like binge watching because then I don't remember anything. So
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, that was a good week of like TV for me. I watched a lot of stuff.
I've only ever lost my voice once, and it wasn't for a week. It was, maybe 3-4 days tops.
Okay.
And I had a job as a salesman, and I was just, I'm gonna try and sell stuff without a voice. Let's see what happens. It went well. I just did a lot of pointing. I'm like, yeah.
A lot of gesturing, yeah.
Exactly. Now, doing gesturing as a singer, I think that would not go well for you.
I mean, that would definitely result in some pretty bad criticism in terms of lip syncing. But the funny thing is that, like, you're not supposed to whisper when you lose your voice, but I whispered a little bit to, like, at least get my message across. And it's amazing how much attention you get, but when you whisper, it like demands people's attention because you don't want to be the loudest person in the room. I think it's almost like a kindergarten class when you like whisper, they're all of a sudden like really attentive,
right?
And it's like the same thing, in real life as an adult. That's what I learned. So that was kind of a cool thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm as you can see, this is a loose show.
Sure.
But I'm curious, what bug did you catch first? The music or the acting bug?
Definitely the acting bug.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so hard to picture my life without either. Like it was always kind of synonymous growing up, but I think, let's see. Well, I did a lot of like theater as a child, like a lot of musical theater and stuff like that. So I think the combination was where that started. But my mom put me in a lot of like different things. She put me in dance and like choir, and she put me in these on-camera acting classes, like these super cheesy, like, trying to sell orange juice, these type of commercial classes. And I just didn't like that. But I really loved performing. Like, I really loved being on stage, and I really liked, telling a story. I remember, like, when other people would tell me a story, like my parents, different people, like in class or whatever, people would tell me a story, and I would like just my eyes would be like totally glazed over, like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So I just love the idea of like being able to like tell people a story on stage and really get their attention. So definitely started with acting. I don't know how the music started. I mean, my dad played bass when he was young in a band, and he loved playing music in the house, and we would always have music on. Specifically, like a lot of Beatles music, and like he really liked Genesis.
There we go.
So,
Yep.
yeah, so we had like all of this great music playing in the house, and so I think I just loved singing along, and my dad had so much fun listening to the music, and that was the same sort of thing with the storytelling. Like I saw how much my dad was moved and like connected by the music, that it's just like, whoa, like I could do that too. You know, like I want to do that. Like just seeing how much fun people had, like, you know, watching a play or like listening to music, that just really like stuck with me.
And so when do you sit down and go, okay, I'm gonna write, I'm gonna write a song? When does that happen for you?
I feel like lately it's been harder to write, because I think you get like, when you release music, you get so caught up with like trying, you know, in the game of social media, I'm really trying to like make sure people hear it, instead of like just sitting down and like, you know, coming to terms with your feelings about whatever it is and like really writing. It takes, you know, because as you know, when I was younger growing up, I felt like I had no problem writing, you know, and I still don't, like I still, you know, I still enjoy it and it still like comes to me, but like when I was much younger, it was just much easier because I wasn't thinking about the outcome. I wasn't thinking about releasing a song or this, you know, I was just writing because of whatever was on my mind that needed to write down, and I was writing because I really enjoyed it, and I still do, but now it's just harder when you're thinking about, you know, how you're going to bring it to the studio or like what all the other things that come with it. So it just takes a new level of discipline to like really write a song. Yeah.
That's interesting that you say that. Is that because maybe when you're younger, you feel like, we're taught that, the world can be yours and stuff like that. The older you get, you think, you know what, like, how much time can I invest in something? Or,
exactly.
What's the outcome,
Totally. I agree with that, definitely. And it's, you know, I think that's why so many artists say, like, you need to, like, bring out your inner child and, like, let that still be there, because that's what's going to help you be an artist, is just having the kind of carefree attitude, you know, just, you know, and children have so much joy with whatever they do. They create, and they create without thinking about money or whatever.
Right.
So, you know, I think that's definitely part of it.
So, I mean, moral of the story, just getting older, being an adult sucks.
It does. Your time gets divided into so many ways. Like, you have to have a job, you know, you have to sleep enough hours. Like, if you eat right, exercise, do all these things to, like, maintain your sanity, you know, but then you still have to, like, address your artist in you. And I think, like, that balance is, you know, it's tricky. It's easier for people who have, like, a 9-to-5 because they have a set schedule, and it's like they just can work around that. I mean, I'm not saying it's any easier. I'm sure, you know, having kids and, you know, different issues are just way worse than being an artist.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think, like, your time just gets divided so much. So being an adult, like, you just have to really, like, manage your time and your life, and decide what's important to you and who's important to you, like, who you should be spending your time with. And, and making sure you give yourself enough time to get those songs done, or just, be in nature or whatever that like inspires you.
Mm-hmm. And then you also touched upon it. You got to worry about promoting and doing the social media aspect of what you do. That has to be exhausting, especially when it's just, well, I just want to perform. I don't want to worry about this stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I really try not to be on Instagram that much. I have a timer on my phone that alerts me when it's been an hour of the day that I've spent on social media. And so that's great. But then that just goes to show an hour of my day went to that. So I really try to plan ahead. Mm-hmm. And so, all right, if I'm going to post something, I'll create the post and I'll save the draft. So that way, that's all I'm doing. Maybe I'm catching up with a few of my friends on there, just seeing what shows are going on, and then I try and put that aside to, I save the draft and I put that aside. But then when I'm releasing a song, you're on it constantly, promoting and connecting with people, and you're really trying to get people's attention with different ways and how to creatively, write a post that is means something, but it's it just gets crazy.
Right.
I wish it wasn't like this. I mean, because it just takes so much time away from, I mean, I guess without social media, they just had to have press on everything else. But I don't know which is easier.
Right. No. Yeah. No. I agree. I use social media for the podcast, but
sure.
really, that's I got into social media at a good point in my life where it was new and nobody knew what to do with it. So I don't really like to share anything. And then I felt like the generation. Oh, I'm talking like an old man. The generation under me. Overshares everything, and I'm just again, I just want to go to bed. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, I know. It gets tiring. It's I wonder what the next thing will be, because Instagram has been here for a little while, and it seems pretty the thing.
Yeah.
But, obviously there was a time without it, so I'm just what is going to be the next thing? That's exciting to me, because you want to be able to, like you said, kind of get it early so that, you can really get the benefit of whatever it is. I guess it's TikTok. I think TikTok is really taking off.
Well,
and I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I went on TikTok and was like, okay, whatever. There's another thing coming out called Byte, which is from the guy who made Vine.
Oh,
and
Vine was big.
And it's literally the exact same thing as Vine. These 6-second videos. And, of course, Byte is spelled with a Y because that's cool.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So, I don't know if that's going to take off, but, whatever.
We'll see. Well, we had the conversation, so now that you said it, I think it's already,
it's
the
not
wheels
cool
are
anymore.
turning. Well, I mean, I think it's going to develop.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing of manifesting, once you say something out loud, I feel then it makes it real. And
right.
Yeah.
But as somebody who writes music, have you ever wanted to turn around and do write your own scripts, anything like that?
I haven't. I haven't really done that. I mean, I always am thinking of scenarios in my head. Whenever something happens, I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be a great skit. This is so funny. But then I never put it down. I never write it down. But I keep it in my mind, oh, that would be so great if we were able to do that. But yeah, I haven't written it down. Maybe I should start just jotting those down.
I think, I'm a huge believer in pencil and paper, and if I jot something down, it feels real to me.
Yeah, totally.
Versus, you know, if it's in a digital space, you know, it's ones and zeros.
Exactly. I mean, like, for example, like this year, starting, January 2020, I started like really switching over to like using my Google Calendar
Mm.
instead of like a pen, like a paper agenda where I'd write things
Yeah.
down. So I've been trying to see how that is, and it's like, it's weird, like not writing something down, like writing, oh, yeah, like with the pen. That just feels so much better. Um, but yeah, I should start writing some skits,
All
some different scripts.
There you go. And have you? I know you talked about earlier how you would do plays and you would sing musical theater.
hmm
Do you feel like as you're now older, more um, uh, active in music and acting,
hmm
do you feel like one informs the other?
Um, I do.
Hmm.
I mean, I think with music, it's like you're really yourself. I
Mm.
mean, not always. You can create like a character, like David Bowie did that, and like so many people create these characters for themselves, which help them, write their songs.
Yeah.
But I feel more as music is really you, and like acting is like more of a character.
Mm.
You're playing someone else. So I feel like acting helps. I feel just like studying characters or studying like reading different plays and scenes. I feel like that really helps me um, create a character for myself
Mm.
because sometimes it's hard to really like just be me
Hmm.
or like be myself
Yeah.
like on stage or something like that. And I think like developing like a little character like really helps me. And that's okay. I mean, I don't really get nervous on stage. Um, I'm always really excited, like it's the excitement, but I definitely feel like creating a character helps me like get out of my my body and helps
Mm.
me like get to a place where I really need to like commit to the song and really tell the story. Um, yeah. So I think they
Yeah.
do go hand in hand.
Okay. Has there ever been a point where you created a character on stage and you were just like, man, I wish I had, this, characteristic or this bit in my real life?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I feel like I am like I feel like I try to be this like superhero
Mm.
on stage. Like I like stand with confidence and I'm really like looking at people in their eyes and I'm very like I'm forward and I feel like very confident.
Mm.
But then like when I get off stage I feel like um more vulnerable. Like
Mm.
it's weird. I know you're supposed to be vulnerable on stage and supposed to be more emotional, but I feel like I put a little bit of a shield up so I
Mm-hmm.
can really like, stand tall and be like a figure. But then when I'm off stage, I feel like I'm more like emotional and I'm more, um, you know, I feel like I'm confident but I feel like I have a hard time really connecting with people sometimes.
Mm.
But when I'm on stage, I feel like it's easier for me. Maybe because people are giving you their attention
Mm.
and a lot of times, in your day to day, you don't really get that honest, genuine connection with people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like being on stage, I'm able to like be this character of like, bringing people together, like having this one experience where everyone is there. And I love that. And I'm kind of I feel like empowered because
Mm.
I kind of feel like I put that together. Like I'm the reason why people are here and having a good time. And yeah, so I think that helps.
Nice, nice. And if there's one thing that I love on the podcast, it's a good horror story. And I'm gonna let you choose either acting or music. But do you have a bad gig and or theater story? theater audition or audition in general?
Let me think here. Okay. Well, the most recent experience that I had that was really scary to me was I do a lot of gigs like around town, like I play at wine bars and like breweries and things like this. And I had completely forgot about one of the gigs. I just I guess I didn't put it in my calendar. I didn't write it down. Maybe I should have wrote it on paper. But I completely forgot about it, and I felt so bad. But I didn't even remember until they called me, and they're like, "Hey, are you coming in? Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I did that. Like, I'm that person who didn't show up." And it was like such an honest mistake, and I felt so bad. And so, like, that was like my horror story. It traumatized me, and now I'm like, okay, I'll never do that again. That was like the most recent thing I can think of. I was like, oh no. I have another story though. This is probably better. So one time at a gig, I forgot my mic and my mic stand, and they didn't have one, and I had to use my dolly to I still had a microphone. I forgot the mic stand. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
So I tied the cable around my dolly, and I taped the microphone to the top of the dolly, and I used that as my microphone stand, and it looked ridiculous. But you do what you got to do.
Right. Yeah. No. There's if anything, that's more ingenuity, and I respect that more. So.
Amazing. Thank you.
Of course. But yeah, is there anything coming up for you that you'd like to plug or chat about? I know you released a new song.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I just released a new song a few weeks ago in February called Don't. And I'm really excited about this one because I'm doing a music video, so that's going to be coming out at the end of March. And that's like the first music video that I'm doing, like my first ever music video. So that's been really fun. And it was funny because like on set, everyone was like, "You're not camera shy. You're having you're good at this." And I was like, "Yeah."
Superhero mode.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm also an actor, so this helps. So yeah, I'm really excited for the music video. I'm submitting myself to play. I was going to be at South by Southwest this year because my other song was going to be featured in a film. It was going to be in the debut of the film, and now, I'm sure you heard it got canceled.
Right.
So, but still, you keep going. So hopefully doing a lot of shows and getting ready for my music being released. So that's what's coming up very soon. But yeah, later in the year, I'm planning to release my EP, which will be like 4 or 5 songs, and yeah, lots of stuff coming. It's so exciting.
Nice. And for people at home who want to keep up with everything that you do, when all that stuff comes out, or just you in general, where can they follow you online?
Sure. They can follow me at Sylvia Bosco Music, and that's spelled with a Y. Sylvia Bosco Music. And yeah, I'm on Spotify and Instagram, all the social media stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Is there any other way to spell Sylvia? With an
You can
I-S-I?
Yeah.
Wow.
S-I.
My mom's name is Sylvia with a Y, so it's... Oh. That looks normal to me. I don't know.
Wow.
I only know one spelling.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Well, I'm Italian, and so I guess the Italian way to spell it is S-I, but I don't know why. Yeah, it's spelled S-I, but I'm like, I don't know why. I guess that's a good way to remember. You don't know why, so you spell it with a Y.
There we go.
Yeah.
But Sylvia, thank you so much for chatting with me. Anytime you want to come back and talk more about, I don't know, bed sheets or coffee, or of course music and acting, I'd be happy to have you back.
Yes, amazing. Well, thank you so much for having me, Chris. This was so exciting to be on your podcast.
Of course. But
Yeah.
I'll let you go. Relax or look at the rain. I
Enjoy
don't
this rainy weather.
Yeah. There you go. Well, enjoy the rainbows it brings out.
Thank you. Yes, I will do that. You enjoy it also. Have a great day.
You too.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye.